What if I told you that right now, there is money set aside by the government specifically for people over 60? And most of those people will never see a single dollar of it. Not because they don't qualify. Not because the money isn't there. But simply because nobody told them. If you are retired, or approaching retirement, or helping someone you love plan for their future, the next few minutes could be the most important minutes you watch this year. Stay with me. Because this changes everything. Let's be honest about something. Retirement was supposed to be the reward. After 40 years of working, paying taxes, raising a family, you were supposed to finally breathe. After 40 years of working, paying taxes, raising a family, you were supposed to finally breathe. But for millions over 60, that's not the reality. It's time to find the benefits you've earned. Visit SSA.gov today and take the first step toward the support that's waiting for you. That's not the reality they're living. The reality is waking up and immediately thinking about money. The electric bill. The prescription costs. The grocery receipt that feels a little more shocking every single month. Inflation doesn't retire when you do. And Social Security, as important as it is, was never designed to cover everything. The average Social Security payment right now is just over $1,700 a month. Think about that number for a moment. Rent alone in most American cities is higher than that. So what does a person do? They cut back. They skip meals. They choose between their medication and their heating bill. And the hardest part? They do it quietly. Because they don't want to feel like a burden. Because they believe, wrongly, that there is nothing else available to them. But here is what most people were never told. There are government programs, federal benefits, little-known rules built into the retirement system. That exist specifically for this situation. Programs that have been quietly available for years. Benefits that could add hundreds, sometimes over $1,000, back into a senior's monthly budget. Real money. Legal money. Money that was already set aside. And today, we are going to walk through all of it. Step by step. Simply. Clearly. No complicated language. No fine print tricks. Just the truth that someone should have told you a long time ago. So let's talk about what actually exists. Most people have heard of Social Security. Most people know about Medicare. But there is an entire layer of government benefits that sits underneath those two programs. That most retirees have absolutely no idea about. And these aren't small programs. We're talking about programs that collectively distribute billions of dollars every year. To people who qualify. Let's start with one of the most overlooked and most impactful programs available to seniors today. It's called the Supplemental Security Income Program. Or SSI. Now, before you change the channel, this is not just for people who have never worked. This is not just for people in extreme poverty. SSI exists to provide additional monthly income to people over 65, people who are blind, or people with disabilities, whose total income and resources fall below a certain threshold. And here is where millions of people make a critical mistake. They assume they don't qualify. They assume that because they already receive Social Security, they can't receive SSI. That assumption is wrong. You can receive both. At the same time. Legally. In fact, the Social Security Administration has a specific program called SSI, and it can add hundreds of dollars every single month to what you're already receiving. But that's only one piece of what we're going to cover today. There are also programs for housing assistance specifically designed for seniors. There are prescription drug assistance programs that can eliminate, not just reduce, your medication costs entirely. There are energy assistance programs that cover heating and cooling bills. There are food assistance programs that millions of eligible seniors are not enrolled in. And there are little-known Social Security claiming strategies, legal strategies, that can permanently increase your monthly benefit. Some by as much as 30% or more. All of this exists. All of this is real. And all of it starts with one thing: knowing where to look. All right. Let's break this down properly. Because the goal of this video isn't just to tell you these things exist. The goal is to make sure you actually know how to access them. So let's go through this step by step. Starting with SSI, our supplemental security income. Step 1. Check your eligibility. To qualify for SSI, you generally need to meet 3 conditions. First, you must be 65 or older, or blind, or have a qualifying disability. Second, your monthly income must fall below the federal benefit rate. As of the most recent update, the maximum federal SSI payment is $943 per month for an individual. But here's the key: when they calculate your income, not everything counts. The first $20 of most income doesn't count. The first $65 of earned income doesn't count. Some state benefits don't count. So many people who believe they're over the income limit actually aren't. Third, your resources must be below $2,000 for an individual, or $3,000 for a couple. But again, not everything counts as a resource. Your home doesn't count. Your primary car doesn't count. Household goods don't count. Many people who think they own too much actually qualify. Step 2. Go to the right place. The only official website for SSI information and applications is SSA.gov. That's SSA.gov. You can also call Social Security directly. These are the only 2 official channels. Do not trust any third-party website asking for your personal information. Do not pay anyone to apply for SSI on your behalf. The application is completely free. Step 3. Gather your documents. Before you apply, have these things ready: your Social Security card or number, proof of age, a birth certificate or passport, proof of where you live, a lease agreement or utility bill, information about your income, bank statements, benefit letters, information about your resources, savings accounts, investments, medical records if you're applying based on disability. Having these ready before you start saves significant time. Step 4. Apply. You can start your application online at SSA.gov. Or you can schedule an in-person appointment at your local Social Security office. For seniors who find online applications difficult, in-person is absolutely an option. The staff at Social Security offices are there to help. Now, let's talk about the other programs. SNAP Benefits, the Food Assistance Program, is available to seniors with limited income. Many people don't realize that seniors have a separate, simpler eligibility path for SNAP. And the average benefit for a senior household can be over $100 per month. Every month. That's money back on groceries. For housing assistance, the Section 8 Housing Choice Voucher Program and Section 202 Supportive Housing for the Elderly both exist specifically for seniors. These programs do have wait lists in some areas, but the key word is, you have to get on the list. You can't receive benefits from a list you never joined. For prescription costs, the Extra Help program, sometimes called the Low Income Subsidy, can reduce your Medicare prescription drug costs to near zero. We're talking about medications that cost hundreds of dollars a month, down to a few dollars, or nothing. And for energy costs, the LIHEAP program, the Low Income Home Energy Assistance Program, helps with heating and cooling bills. This is a federal program administered by each state. And this is where many people make mistakes. They hear about these programs but they don't take the next step. Because they think the process will be too complicated. Because they're worried they'll be rejected. Because they were never shown exactly how simple the first step actually is. The first step is always the same. Go to SSA.gov. That's it. That's where everything starts. I want to tell you about someone. Her name is Margaret. She's 71 years old. She spent 32 years working as a school cafeteria worker in a small town in Ohio. She raised 2 children mostly on her own. She never made a lot of money. But she worked every single day. She paid into Social Security for all of those years. When she retired at 66, she began receiving her Social Security benefit. $1,140 a month. That was everything. Her rent was $750. Her electricity averaged $90. Her prescription medications, for blood pressure and arthritis, ran about $180 a month. Do the math. $1,140 coming in. Over $1,000 going out, before she bought a single piece of food. Margaret did what millions of seniors do. She adapted. She stopped running the heat as much. She started splitting her medications, taking half doses to make them last longer. Something her doctor didn't know she was doing. Something that was quietly making her health worse. She didn't complain. She didn't ask for help. Because she didn't know help existed. Then one afternoon, her daughter was visiting, and they were watching a video online. A video about Social Security benefits. And Margaret heard something that stopped her. The narrator mentioned that people who receive Social Security and fall below a certain income level might also qualify for SSI. She'd never heard of that. Her daughter helped her look it up. Together, at that kitchen table, they went to SSA.gov. They used the online screening tool. And what came back on that screen made Margaret's hands shake. She appeared to qualify. They made an appointment. They gathered the documents. They went together to the Social Security office. And 6 weeks later, Margaret received a letter. She had been approved for SSI. An additional $400 per month. She also applied for extra help on her prescriptions. Her medication costs dropped from $180 a month to $11. She enrolled in the Energy Assistance Program. Her utility bills were covered through the winter months. And with her daughter's help, she applied for SNAP. Another $138 a month for groceries. Margaret sat at that same kitchen table where she used to count and recount her dollars. And for the first time in years, she didn't have to. She told her daughter, "I spent 5 years struggling." 5 years. And the help was there the whole time. Margaret started taking her full medication doses again. Her blood pressure improved. Her doctor noticed. She started buying fresh vegetables. Small things. But when you've been surviving on so little for so long, small things feel like everything. The reason I'm telling you Margaret's story is because Margaret is not unusual. She is the rule, not the exception. There are millions of people just like her. Right now. Today. Living with less than they should be. Not because the help isn't there, but because no one sat down with them and said, "Here is what exists. Here is how to get it. Here is where to start." That's what this video is trying to be. For you. Or for someone you love. Now I need to talk to you about something important. Because for every legitimate program that exists to help seniors, there are people who try to take advantage. And seniors are the most targeted group in the country for financial scams. So before we go any further, let's talk about what to watch for. Warning number 1. You should never pay someone to apply for Social Security benefits. SSI applications are completely free. SNAP applications are free. Extra help applications are free. If anyone contacts you by phone, by email, by mail, in person, and tells you they can get you more benefits faster, for a fee, walk away. Hang up the phone. These are scammers. Warning number 2. The Social Security Administration will never call you and demand immediate action. They will never threaten to suspend your benefits. They will never ask for your Social Security number over the phone to verify your account. These calls are scams. The SSA communicates primarily by mail. If you receive a suspicious call claiming to be from Social Security, hang up. Directly to verify. Warning number 3. Be careful about who helps you with your benefits. If a family member or caregiver is helping you, that is wonderful. But unfortunately, elder financial abuse often comes from people close to the person. If anyone is pressuring you to sign documents you don't understand, or asking you to hand over your benefit payments, or telling you that they need to manage your money for you without explanation, please contact the Adult Protective Services in your state, or call the Eldercare Locator at 1-800-677-1116. Warning number 4. Don't assume you don't qualify without actually checking. This is the mistake that costs people the most. The assumption. The thought of, I probably make too much. I probably own too much. Programs like that probably aren't for me. These assumptions are wrong far more often than people realize. The eligibility rules are more flexible than most people think. The only way to know for certain is to check. And checking costs you nothing. Warning number 5. Don't delay. SSI and many other benefits do not pay retroactively for long periods. In most cases, the earliest your payments can begin is the month after you apply. Every month you wait to apply is a month of benefits you cannot recover. If you think you might qualify, apply now. Not next month. Not after the holidays. Now. Because the system is not going to come find you. You have to take the step. And the step is not as hard as you think it is. Okay. We've covered a lot. So let's make this as simple as possible. Here is exactly what you should do today. Not this week. Not when you get around to it. Today. First, go to SSA.gov. On that website, there is a free screening tool called the Benefit Eligibility Screening Tool, or BEST. It takes about 10 minutes. It asks simple questions about your age, your income, your living situation. And it tells you which programs you may qualify for. No personal information required to use the screening tool. No account needed. Just answers to simple questions. Start there. Second, if the screening tool suggests you may qualify for SSI, call 1-800-772-1213. Or visit your local Social Security office. Tell them you want to apply for SSI and ask what you need to bring. Third, while you are on SSA.gov, look for the Extra Help program for prescription costs. This is formally called the Low Income Subsidy. There is a dedicated application right on the website. If you pay more than a small amount for your medications each month, this one application could change that completely. Fourth, contact your state social services agency or go to Benefits.gov to look into SNAP and LIHEAP. Benefits.gov is the official federal benefits website. You can enter your state and your situation and it will show you every program you may be eligible for. Fifth, if you are unsure where to start, or you want someone to help guide you in person, this is a free government-funded service that connects seniors with local resources. Real people. Real help. No cost. Sixth, tell someone. If you have a neighbor, a friend, a family member, a person from your church or your community, who is over 60 and struggling, tell them about what you learned today. Share this video. Because the only reason these programs don't reach the people who need them is that not enough people know about them. You now know. And knowledge shared is help given. These are the steps. They are real. They are simple. And they start the moment you decide to begin. Before we finish, I want to say something directly. If you are someone who has been quietly struggling, who has been cutting back, going without, worried about the next bill, while believing there was nothing you could do about it, I want you to hear this clearly. That was never the truth. The help was always there. It just wasn't loud enough. It wasn't put in front of you the way it should have been. And that is not your failure. You worked. You contributed. You paid in. And there are programs that exist because of people like you. All that's required now is to reach out and take what was always meant for you. If you found this video helpful, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Tell me, did you already know about these programs? Or was there something here that surprised you? Your comment might be the thing that helped someone else decide to take that first step. And if you have a family member or a friend who needs to hear this, please share this video with them. Not tomorrow. Today. Because someone in your life might be sitting at their kitchen table right now, staring at bills, wondering how they're going to make it through the month. And this video could be exactly what they need. Take care of yourself. And take care of each other.